Let's talk about the backrooms and what exactly is the backrooms even for? Because yes, indeed there is a purpose. At least this company has a purpose for them. And yeah, it's a creepypasta which we already discussed already that started back in 4chan threads and quickly evolved into something grand. We are watching Kane Parsons deliver his vision of the backrooms, which the movie comes out in a couple of days. We'll be watching it. We'll be seated. Cannot wait. And we are here now to discuss how exactly the backrooms came to be. Before that, it was actually just something else. Now, what exactly are the backrooms for and who is trying to use them? Before we get into all of that, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Pretty recharged weekend. Celebrated my birthday yesterday, so really great stuff there. And I'm excited now that we're getting into the summer movies. It's time to watch the backrooms, see what Kane Parsons is going to deliver, and I cannot wait. Let's get into it. Follow us here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Check us out on Letterboxd. Check us out on TikTok. You can find it anywhere in the page here. Would love to get to 10,000 over there on TikTok. Let's get into the backrooms and what is Async. So Async Research Institute, which was known as Async Foundation or Async, are a research organization that actually opened the threshold. Now, the threshold basically is what allowed them to go into the backrooms. What they used to do this was the low proximity magnetic distortion system. This is a company that is based out of California. Now, Async wanted to create the machine, the door, the threshold, in order to make a doorway to enter into the backrooms. So our world and the backrooms would be connected, which they called the complex or the hallways. Those are different words that are being used online, right? And what this does, it is using the backrooms null zones in order for them to create connections between the backrooms as well as our own reality. Now, the null zones are what connects the backrooms to our reality, and this is actually like random locations throughout, and also can create places where you can randomly fall through into the backrooms and then potentially get stuck. Now, what we see in the backrooms trailer, of course, is the character that Chiwetel is playing of Clark finding a null zone in his own furniture store, which leads him to being able to go into the backrooms. And it is interesting here. This takes place in the 90s, and according to the lore, Async actually started all of this back, I believe, in the 80s when they were trying to figure out what was going on. A prototype that's actually tested beforehand, and it was taken over by Async Research Institute once they found out what was going on here. Now, why exactly does Async want to go into the backrooms? Why would anybody want to go into the backrooms, right? Well, I think people have different choices they make. Other people don't have a choice. They just end up in the backrooms. But Async, they are very determined in going into the backrooms to explore it. And of course, with our society, capitalism and all that, they want to make a profit out of the backrooms. So their idea here, and it's shown through a presentation that actually is one of the little shorts that Kane did, is that they would be able to expand the backrooms the more they explore it. And by expanding it, they can create subdivisions throughout where they can get people to pay for room or space, right? Real estate, basically. That is their big goal here, to make profit out of it. They are going to do this by making warehouses, by making offices, even residential areas. I mean, who wouldn't want to live in some dimension, some pocket dimension that exists wherever the hell it exists, that's like not part of our reality, you know? I'm in there. And you know what? Even the possibility of seeing the life form or still life, I'm okay with that, right? So yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do here. They're trying to figure it out in order to get it up and ready to sell to you, to sell to the consumer. You have the vice director here, Ivan Beck, who is at the helm of it all. Now, there is some possibility that people have been talking about that maybe Mark Duplass was playing Ivan Beck and we would see him at some point in this film. Well, according to Kane Parsons, not the case, but Ivan Beck is in the works, so don't worry, we'll see him. I believe that Ivan Beck is going to be a very crucial antagonist throughout the Backrooms series. Kane Parsons has said that this is not really the start of a franchise, this is just a continuation of what he's already done, and that we won't get all of the answers that we're looking for in this first film. So potentially we will see more Backrooms, whether that's a movie or a TV show, who knows? Probably a movie, because I think this movie's opening at 40+ million this weekend. To put it into into perspective, I believe that Obsession on its second week has already gone on to 80 million. So can we only imagine what Backrooms will go to? I think it'll be A24's highest grossing horror film for sure. So we'll see what happens once it releases and the dust settles. But yeah, I just want to make a video talking about what exactly Async is, because they are going to be prominently featured in the film. And of course, we know that Async is going to be prominent because we already discussed it in our previous video that Avin Jojia's character here is probably an employee for Async when we see that they find his like ID and all of that throughout. And I think that we're going to see a lot of Async in this movie. I mean, if you really look at all the trailers, I feel like what we've gotten is mainly probably the first 30 minutes or so of the film, and there's a lot more that's missing in chunks. So I think Async's going to be prominent here. I think that Clark's going to be in trouble for finding this and maybe coming across what Async is doing, because I mean, if a company like this goes rogue and is trying to open this dimension of sorts where we don't know what kind of creatures or what this would mean for our own dimension, like if they keep exploring it, I think people would want to really shut it down. And of course, I don't think that Async wants to be shut down. So I don't think we're just going to have to be scared of Still Life or the life form here. I think Async's going to be a very big antagonist who are not going to lose profit and are going to do whatever it takes to keep the Backrooms going. So yeah, Async's going to be somebody to be scared of. And that's pretty much Async here in a nutshell. A very, very quick description of it. I just want to start making some videos talking about the Backrooms. Once the film releases, we'll talk about what happens in the movie. We'll talk about what the future holds, theories, all of that. And I cannot wait to get into it with you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Let's get to it. What do you think about Async? Do you think that Ivan Beck will be featured in this movie? Who do you think Mark Duplass is playing? A lot of people think he could be playing Philip R. Heyman, who was the one who did the prototype in order to enter the Backrooms, which could be a possibility, right? Maybe he's stuck in here somehow. But I do think that Ivan Beck will be a very big antagonist throughout the whole series, and I cannot wait to get into it. I'll be watching the film on Thursday, so stay tuned for my video Thursday night, and let me know your thoughts and opinions. And as always, that's going to do it for me. When are you watching the Backrooms? Comment below, and are you excited for it? I'll make more in-depth videos throughout the weekend for Backrooms, so stay tuned, and I'll see all of you next time on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Let's get to it. Follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Letterboxd. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.